Hey guys, what's up? It's Kristen and welcome back to my channel. If this is your first time here, please subscribe. I upload videos every Monday. I like to say that I have like a lifestyle channel, but really the videos are pretty random and they're whatever I feel like uploading that week. So it'd be cool if you subscribed. Today I am going to be telling you about how it has been being in a long-distance relationship. So me and my boyfriend have been dating for 4.5 years. He lives in Boston and I live in New York, and he's actually sitting right over there, but he's wearing sound-canceling headphones and doing work. So I'm just gonna pretend he's not there. Can you hear me? Can you hear me? Oh, Benji Boo! Ben, 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 Ben. So here is the abridged version of how me and my boyfriend Ben started dating. First you have freshman year Kristen, and she meets freshman year Ben, and at first she thinks he's gay, but it's known that he's not gay. Me and my friend tried to set him up with our other friend because they were both very white people. And then he was starting to hang out with us a little bit and we got to be friends. Eventually I decided to leave that school, and that's when we decided to stay in touch, and we were just talking all the time, having casual conversations, Snapchatting. Eventually he takes the trip down to New York to visit me, and that's when we decided to take the leap and start our long distance relationship. So from then on, we saw each other just about whenever we could, and it was a little harder since he was dorming in Massachusetts and I was living at home in New York, and sometimes he would spend the weekend at his parents' house and sometimes I would have things to do. You know, maybe there were 3 weekends between when we saw each other, maybe it was back to back. It was kind of sporadic, but we made it work. And when summer came around, we decided that we had so much time we should spend every weekend together because we didn't want to miss out on spending, you know, parties and events together. So we started driving back and forth to Boston and New York every weekend, and that was really great. We made a lot of memories and we were able to, you know, see a bunch of museums, go to a bunch of festivals and concerts and parties, and it was all fun. And then summer ended and school started up again, and we decided to continue seeing each other every week. And of course during school that's much harder to do, and we would have to leave very late on Fridays after rush hour, and we'd get there at like 11 o'clock. And let's say if I was driving to Boston, I would get there and just knock out because I was so tired. And he didn't really mind as much as I minded if he did that to me, but essentially we only had a day and a half to spend together, and it kind of seemed forced at one point, and that's when like hostilities rose and we started having arguments. The travel was really getting to us. So about 1.5 years ago, we decided to see each other every other weekend so that we were able to spend time doing things for ourselves and do things that we had to do things that we wanted to do with friends, and really develop as individuals, because as we both graduated college and he went to grad school in Boston and I started a full-time job, there were a lot of transitions going on in our own lives, and we kind of had stuff to take care of, you know? We're still doing that now and it's worked out great. Obviously there are times where sometimes we'll go back-to-back weekends, or sometimes we'll skip 2 weekends instead of 1 weekend because life happens, but that's okay. And we make it work. We are 24 now. I'm 23 going on 24, and we've been dating since I was 19, so that's a pretty pivotal time in a person's life that we've spent together, and I think we've really grown together as people and as a couple, and the long distance has kind of been a huge part of that. So some tips I have for other people just starting out with long distance relationships is to keep an open flow of communication. Something that me and my boyfriend like to do is text all the time. And that works for us, but it may not work for you. But always being available to talk to the other person whenever they need it is very important. Since you can't actually be with them, it's very important that they know you are available and you do want to be available to speak to them at any time. We always make an effort to text each other good morning first thing and to call each other and say goodnight every night. Even if we have plans that night or we get home late, we try and make the time. Another tip I'd like to give is to spend the little holidays together. And it's okay if you have to spend Christmas with your family and he has to spend it with his family, because that was a big thing in our relationship. But we would always spend like the 4th of July, Valentine's Day, our birthdays together. Little things like that make it feel like they're more a part of your at-home life. Something kind of cool about long-distance relationships is that you're kind of living the best of both worlds in each city, you know, because I get to see Boston when I'm there, we do Boston things, and then when he comes here, I drag him into the city, we go to Brooklyn or the beach, and we do New York things, and that's cool too. And honestly, the best part about a long-distance relationship is the build-up of the excitement to see the other person. And as much as missing them and being alone and seeing other couples together when you're separate really sucks, the excitement you feel when you finally see them after 2 weeks is just unmatched by anything else. And I know for us, we are not super long distance. We are drivable, we can take a bus, we can take a train, flying is an hour and a half away, so it's not that far at all. And I couldn't imagine couples doing it across the country or across different countries. So kudos to you guys, and kudos to anyone else out there in long distance relationships. It is difficult sometimes, but it's also a really amazing experience. Hopefully, you know, long distance doesn't last too long. And actually, at the end of this year, we are having conversations to move in together, since we'll both be working full-time and it'll just make sense. The only thing is, are we gonna live in Boston or are we gonna live in New York? So we have a big discussion about that coming up, and I'll probably let you guys know what we decide. So that's it for this video. Leave a comment if I left anything out. If you still have any questions, I'll be happy to answer them. And let me know if you guys want me to do a video getting more into detail about how we started dating. And maybe if you're lucky, Ben will show up in a future video, so stay tuned for that. Oh, one other thing. It's important to not let little things bother you as much when you're apart, because having arguments over the phone is not the same as having arguments in person. And I know it's hard, but sometimes you're gonna have to spend your weekends together figuring things out and having those disagreements and those hard conversations. But, you know, in the end of it, it'll make you stronger, and then you'll have other weekends that are just amazing and you wouldn't want it any other way. And long distance isn't for everybody, so if you are trying it out now with someone, then try not to feel pressured by the situation and just take it one day at a time. So that's it for this video. I've been Kristen, and I'll see you guys next Monday. Bye!